This video will show you how to replace your washer fluid reservoir on this Toyota Corolla. This will be located along the passenger side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Some of the washer fluid reservoir is going to be located up inside the passenger side of the engine compartment, but the majority of it's going to be located behind your front bumper cover. Let's start inside the engine compartment. We're going to dislodge the filler neck. Up along the top, there's one plastic push clip. Remove the center to unlock it. Once it's unlocked, the rest of it should fall out of place. Now we can maneuver this around. Take hold of that neck, we're going to give it a wiggle and lift it up and out of position. Now that we have that neck separated, if you are looking along either side of the reservoir tank, you're going to find a locking tab. Go ahead and press that in. We want to make sure it's clipped up against the body. You're going to find one out in the open, the other one's more towards the fender here. You can use a pry bar if necessary. Just go ahead and press that in towards the tank. That unlocks it. At this point, let's safely raise and support so we can remove the passenger side front wheel. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once we've completed that, to remove the right front wheel, we're going to remove all 5 of our 21mm lug nuts. Now that we have the wheel off, we're going to start dislodging the inside fender liner. We're making our way under the front bumper cover. Under this area, you're going to find that you have 2 10mm mounting bolts, and over in this inboard corner, there should be a push clip. Ours is missing. Just go ahead and remove the push clip and then move along to each of your 2 bolts. We should be able to take hold of this. We're going to pull it away from the front bumper cover and bring it down and out of position. Now we're inside the front wheel well, we're going to start separating the fender liner from the bumper cover. Right in this area, we're going to use a flat blade screwdriver. Typically for this, you can spin it a little bit. You might have to pry it to pull it out of place. Really depends on what you need going on here. Pull that right out. Start separating that bumper cover. Now we're making our way in towards a push clip. I'm using a trim tool. You can use a flat blade screwdriver. Just pull that out of place. Now we should have plenty of movement here. We'll take this and gently pull it behind the brakes, holding it out of our way. That exposes our washer fluid reservoir. With a clear view of the washer fluid reservoir, we're going to start with the washer fluid hose. Once you pull this off of the pump, fluid will make its way out of the pump. We want to collect and recycle that fluid as necessary. You can reuse it, assuming it's still in good usable order. If you don't feel like draining this into a collection receptacle, you can use a small rubber boot and slide it right onto the pump nozzle. That stops it like that. For me personally, I'm going to be draining my tank, so I'm just going to remove that. And we'll wait for this to stop running. Now you can let that drain as long as necessary. We'll continue on with the electrical wiring harness next. Has a locking tab right where my thumb is. Just go ahead and squeeze that in. We'll pull this up and out of place. A quick inspection for corrosion. We want to dislodge the wiring harness from its mounting point. This just presses right in. You can pry that out of place. Just trim tool, pocket screwdriver, whatever you have. There we are. You can dislodge that hose the rest of the way. Now let's pause along the rearward side here. We're going to make our way along the forward side of the washer fluid tank next. This is just behind the front bumper cover. If you were looking up along that washer fluid tank, you're going to find a mounting point for a wiring harness. I'm going to use some long nose pliers and attempt to dislodge this. It just has a couple locking tabs. Typically you can squeeze them in and push it up and out of place. Now once you have that out of place, we're going to continue on with our mounting bolts. 2 of them are pretty much out in the open. One of them is going to be located on the rearward side of the tank, A second one is located on the forward side of the tank, but there's a third one up in this area just above the washer fluid tank. This one's going to be the hardest one to gain access to. If you were looking along the back side of the tank along the top, you'll see the threaded portion of the bolts protruding through. Now we're starting with the upper bolt. I've got my tool in place. Thorough inspection of the hardware, of course. We'll set that aside, continue on to the next two. Let's get this next one in the front. And our last mounting bolt along the back side here. Of course, we're going to make sure we're holding on to that reservoir so it doesn't fall down, potentially hurt us. Now we should be able to pull this down. You may find that your locks that we had dislodged from the top are re-locked in, and that's okay. Just reach up inside there carefully, be careful for any pinch points, and pry it out of place. You can use a small screwdriver if necessary. Now we can pull this down and out of the vehicle. There it is, friend. The next thing we're going to do is clean and inspect the 3 mounting points. We want to ensure that nothing's rotted, weak, or damaged in any way. And I like to use some anti-seize on each one of the mounting ports as well. I don't need very much here. Okay, friend, let's prepare to install that brand new washer fluid reservoir. As you can tell, the neck has been removed. We'll install that once we're up inside the engine compartment. Let's start bringing this over towards being in position. We're going to slide this portion up and in and listen for a click from the locking tabs. Now that'll hold it up for us, but we're not going to release it by hand yet. Let's make sure we at least start in 1 mounting bolt first. Now with that started in, we can continue on along the front for our next 2 mounting bolts. Now along this side, I'm going for the next mounting bolt that I can easily reach, and we'll end with that upper mounting bolt. That one's fairly difficult to gain access to. And now our last mounting bolt all the way up along the top. This one's going to be very difficult to see. All 3 mounting bolts are started in. I'm going to snug them up, starting with the upper mounting bolt first. Just like before, getting this onto the bolt is fairly difficult, where it's almost impossible to see. You can stick a mirror up in here if necessary. That upper mounting bolt's tight. Let's continue on to the forward mounting bolts next, and then we'll end along the back side there. Let's try to get our wiring harness on here. I'm just reaching up and in. Should be able to press that down. Just double check, make sure that's secure. And let's get this last one up here. Double check to make sure that's secured in place properly. After confirming everything's secured, we're moving along to our wire harness. Go ahead and make sure that that wiring harness is secured in place. We'll line it up, press it in, a little wiggle. We'll make sure we're using the proper connector. Only one will fit onto the pump. Press it on. Listen for an audible click from that. A light tug confirming it's secured in place. As for this connector, I typically just like to wrap it around the wiring harness up and out of the way so it won't get damaged while I'm driving down the road. Now it's time for the washer fluid hose next. This is going to slide onto the washer fluid pump. We have a small nozzle area. Press it on there as far as possible. Give it a tug. It should not slide out of place. If it does, trim your hose, slide it on, make sure it's secure. If you need to, you could use a wire tie. We'll follow this up to its mounting point on the washer fluid reservoir. Press it in. Just double check to make sure everything's secured in this area. Down along the side of the front bumper cover, we have the area with our plastic clip. Let's use one of our 10mm bolts. Now keep in mind this does only screw into plastic. We don't want to strip it out. Making our way inboard, we have the area for our plastic push clip. Go ahead and line that up, press it in, lock it in. check, make sure that's secured in place. Now we can make our way underneath the front bumper cover. Now from under the front bumper cover, we're going to be paying attention to our inside fender liner. This needs to go up and above the bumper cover. We'll take that, bring it over here. Now we have 2 of our 10mm mounting bolts and 1 push clip for each one of the fender liners down along these areas. Try to get this one lined up. Let's get our push clip in here as well, and then we can tighten our mounting bolts. Double check to make sure that's secured so it does not fall down while you're driving down the road. Now we can get the wheel on here. Once you have the wheel in place, start on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts and we'll bottom them out. We'll get the wheels back on the ground and we can torque these lug nuts to 76 foot-pounds. Now that we have the wheel safely on the ground, let's torque each one of our 21mm lug nuts to 76 foot-pounds. Torqued. Now we're back up inside the engine compartment. It's time to put on the filler neck for the washer fluid reservoir. We'll make sure we have it in the proper orientation. We're sliding this down onto the reservoir. It should fit into that rubber grommet or seal. Line it up, press it down as far as possible, and then continue on with your locking tab up along the top. Just pressing that down as far as possible. Now we have our push clip. We'll press in the outer portion first, lock it in with the center. Now the next thing you want to do is open the cap and fill the washer fluid reservoir with your preferred washer fluid. Once you have it topped off, go ahead and close the lid. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our washer fluid reservoir. The next thing you want to do is hop in the passenger compartment and test the functionality of your washer fluid pump. Aside from that, go ahead and close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.